Good morning. Today I'm going to talk about printing techniques. So we had a lot of questions about, honestly, why are these invitations so expensive? So today I'm going to explain all the different printing techniques, show you examples, show you printing plates, so you have a better understanding of when you go speak to either us or another stationer, what you're getting involved with and why invitations can be so high in price. So the first one we're going to talk about is engraving. That is probably the most traditional printing technique. Consider the most traditional. It is where I'm going to give you examples. The invitation has a raised feel to it. So when you rub your fingers over it, you can feel it raised. And it also has bruising in the back. And of course, the two I picked have something printed on the back, but you can actually see an indentation on the back when it's engraved, and people look for that. With engraving, ink is used, and the plate looks something like this. It has a male and a female part. All right, you see that? This is a magnesium printing plate, and then this is the counterpart. And the paper is pressed in from the bottom up, and you can feel the surface. It's hard to see, but these are both engraved invitations. Really pretty. You can get, if you do a metallic color, you can get a really like a really nice bronzed gold. It's really pretty. It's not super shiny, but again, definitely one of the most traditional printing techniques, and also has usually the highest price tag because of that extra printing plate. The second process I'll talk about is letterpress, and that's pretty much the exact opposite, where you're pressing down into the paper. Okay, so here's one. Really pretty. It's two colored, so the tree was letterpress, and then the calligraphy was letterpressed in gray. Here's one where we've done gray letterpress, and we've actually flat printed the little crest. This one's really pretty that Molly did. It's a house, a sketch of the house, and it's been letterpressed in like a lavender, pretty like lavender color, and then with gray text. And on the back of letterpress, you'll see an indentation in the paper, so you can see where it's pressed through. With letterpress, a copper plate is usually made. Sometimes we'll use photopolymer. It's a little bit less expensive, but you're actually paying for these printing plates. They're heavy, they're made of copper. For every color that you use, you have to have a different printing plate. So if you've got two different colors, like a gray and a purple, you would first send one through with the purple, then send one through with the gray. So the next one I want to talk about is blind embossing or debossing. And embossing, it's pretty much like, sorry, I've got stuff sitting on there. It's pretty much the same embossing, this is blind, if you can see that, as engraving, where it's pressed from the back up, but there's no ink used. So for this one, you can see this is the mark it makes on the back, okay? And that's really pretty. I love doing blind emboss. Let's see if you can, it's hard to see in the light, but it's so pretty. You can see that where it's raised right here. And then blind debossing is kind of the exact opposite, where it's like letterpress but without ink. So it's pressed into the paper, okay? But they don't use any ink. And then the last process that involves printing plates is foil, and we do a ton of foil. Foil is used when you want to get a shiny look, okay? So that's gold foil right there, and that's pressed onto the paper. Here's a really cool one with some of Moya's calligraphy, ink. If you want to do a light color onto a dark background, most of the time we will foil it. This one's really cool. This was for the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, Hope and Will Ball, and we actually foiled with a nice champagne platinum colored foil on the front and back of that. And then your kind of traditional gold foil pressed in like letterpress. So those are the four printing techniques that we use. We also do flat printing, which a lot of times this is one where we've printed the leaf garland around, and then we went in and foiled the name. And we'll do a lot of combinations. Sometimes people will foil or letterpress their wedding invitation, and then to cut costs, we'll do flat printing for some of the other pieces. But hopefully that will give you a little bit more better understanding of why things cost so much. These plates are expensive, and after you make the plates, you have to actually pay for a press run and a print run. So that's where the price goes up. I think that's it. So hopefully that will help with making decisions for you. Be back next week.